So in today's video, I'm gonna go over my Lew's crankbait rod setups. Stay tuned, it's coming up. Alrighty y'all, Lew here from Beyond the Bounds. This is a channel geared towards bass fishing, gear reviews, and tournament footage. So if you like that sort of thing, hit that subscribe button down below. Make sure you hit that bell so you get notified when I release new videos. Also, head over on Instagram, check me out at Beyond the Bounds Outdoors. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my Lew's cranking rod setups, cranking rod and reel setups, and why I have the reels and rods that I do paired together for my crankbait setups. So actually crankbaits are one of my favorite presentations to throw. I love a square bill. I mean, to me, I love just running down a bank, throwing them square bills. I love taking traps, ripping traps out of grass, throwing little, baby 1 minuses in grass, ripping those things out. Crankbaits are just, they're fun and just a blast to fish. But you know what? You really need the right combination of rod and reels to maximize your efforts on the water. And that's what we have here with the Lew's rod and reel combos. So let's get into each one of these combos and break them down. All right, so number one, the Magnum 2 crankbait rod. This is a rod that you can throw. It's a medium diving to deep diving crankbait rod. Now, that is true, but what I will tell you is that square bills work perfectly fine on this. Rattle traps, perfectly fine. Matter of fact, I even like throwing spinner baits on crankbait rods because when you're rolling and slow rolling that spinner bait with this Tournament MB in a 5.4 or anything up to a 6.8 gear ratio, this rod's just gonna load up, man. It's gonna feel like a wet rag. It's like, oh, there's like a wet rag. Oh, that wet rag's moving. And that's what this rod's gonna do for you. And it was switching over to Lew's and switching over from my previous crankbait rod. Let me tell you guys, I was leery at first, man. I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. It took a while for me to just get over that hump of, what, this crankbait rod, phenomenal. Is going to absorb, going to do what it needs to do. But you know what? Just because it says it's weighted for those doesn't mean that you can't throw other presentations. So square bills, rattle traps, all of those work perfectly fine. I say that you can throw basically rattle trap, half-ounce rattle trap, all the way up to a 8XD on this Magnum Crankbait 2 rod. And I would not have any qualms getting the Crankbait 1 rod that Lew's offers. The specific specs on this rod in particular are, this is the LM CBR2 7-foot 6-inch medium heavy moderate. Now you always need a good moderate rod to absorb that fish and really fight that fish for you, and you don't want it releasing super fast, especially when those fish jump, because it's the wonder of the world that you have, what, 6 hooks in this fish sometime, and it can get off of those 6 hooks, whereas sometimes you got 1 hook in a fish and it's better pegged than it would be if it had 6 hooks in it. So, that's the nature of crankbait fishing, but we all love it and we all love to do it. Back to this rod though, it is weighted for 10 to 25 pound line, half-ounce to 1 3/8 ounce lures. So you can, like I said, you can throw heavier presentations on this, and with this rod, it won't fight against you. It like the bend, the moderate action in it is not going to bend too much to where you're really having to fight like that 6XD when it's getting down there. Pair this with 10-pound Sunline, you're going to do fantastic with it. Switching over to the reel, I want to talk a little bit about this reel because when I first made my order, I converted solely over to Lew's products in 2018. Before that, I had a hodgepodge of products, and I liked them, but I haven't been as happy as I have been with the casting, with the performance, as I have been with Lew's. I've just been blown away by them ever since I started acquiring their products. Some of the products which you see behind me are the ones that I've procured over the past couple years now. And the one that when I went back to make my 2019 order, when I was like, all right, I'm thinking through what I need to purchase for 2019 order, out of all the rod and reel selection that they have, out of all the reel selection, you know, I made another purchase of this Tournament MB because I was so blown away by how just far this thing will cast so well and so far, and it's priced at $149. Now you can absolutely go on eBay or something like that and do some digging around, because you can get this for under $100 if you do the right searching. So, you know, check around, get it in it. I personally got this in a 5-to-6-1 gear ratio because it's in a left hand. I fish all left-handed, and it was the one reel that kind of allowed that lower gear ratio, and I'm blown away by it, guys. So, you know, I cannot say enough about this reel combination. But let's look at some of the specs of this aluminum frame, one-piece aluminum frame reel. So for this reel, it's a one-piece aluminum frame. It has aircraft grade Duralumin drive gears, 10 double shielded stainless steel ball bearings. It's a multi-setting brake, double anodized aluminum spool tension adjustment with audible clicks, and a 20-pound drag, and a rugged carbon FiberStar drag system weighted up to 20 pounds, and a zirconium line guide. But when you're looking for that casting reel, that smooth casting reel at a great price, again, when you can find these under $100, guys, snap them up. Get you 2 to 3 of them, and you'll have a complete lineup of rod and reels that when you hit that lake that's going to be multi-cranking, you want to switch between presentations. Maybe, you know, oh, I'm hitting a 10-foot diving crank. They're not really hitting that because I'm going over them. You know, bam, switch to one that gets just a little bit deeper, and, you know, have those on your deck to rotate through the day. If you're looking for, you know, a rod and reel combination that's going to be great for you bank anglers, that's going to really launch those crankbait presentations, this rod and reel combo is what's going to get it done. All right, so in that same token, you know, like I said, when it came time to order my newest reel for this year, right here, I bought just another one. I got a Tournament MB in the 5-6 gear to 1 ratio, and I paired that with a rod that I saw and first experienced at ICAST. Now, you know, one thing with my channel is I don't want to always bring you that, like, oh, this is the $300 rod combo that you can buy. You know, you shouldn't always be spending $300 on every rod combo, or just the rod alone when it costs $300, because this is an $80 rod that's going to get it done. Matter of fact, it's backed by one of the guys who has made his name fishing crankbaits, and that's David Fritz. This is the perfect crankbait speed stick David Fritz model. And like I said, when I was at ICAST, I had a chance to sit there or stand there and talk with David Fritz about his rod, and it really opened my eyes. And I've actually heard other people say really great things about this rod. So it's one of those, like, I wanted to put my money where my mouth was. I made a video about it, and I wanted to make sure that I picked up this rod and went through it for you guys and put it through the test of a season to see truly how it performs, how I really think about it, which I know it's going to perform flawlessly because, again, it's backed by David Fritz. You know, it's somebody who has put his time in on the water throwing some crankbaits. He may have thrown 1 or 2 here, in his career. But like always, again, I paired that with the Tournament MB because I believe in this reel combo. It's got a good spool size on there. So if you're looking for something that's got a lot of spool on there, this reel definitely has it. But let's get into some of the statistics on this one. This is the LDFP 7.6 medium heavy power MHP. Like I said, 7 foot 6 inch. It's rated for lures of 1/2 to 1/4 ounce on a line weight of 15 to 30 pound. Like I said before, this is a medium heavy, and it's a moderate action. With the crankbait rods, having that moderate action is very important. And actually, when you go online and check these out, you'll see that they're all primarily moderate actions, because you want that to truly absorb that fish and that crankbait and really fight that fish for you. You know, that's what this rod is designed to do. The other cool feature to this rod that stands out amongst other rods is the Palmer handle. If you look at where this grip, this rest is, the finger rest right there, it's back further. So, you know, let me compare that against the Magnum 2. Again, I don't know if you can see that, but it sets back further. And what that does for you is that allows you to put your whole hand in front of that rest grip. And when I saw that, I was like, oh man, that's gonna make really holding this thing in an all-day type situation, it's really gonna make holding this a lot more comfortable, you know, than maybe kind of doing the split finger or something like that. And it gives you that rest for your hand to butt up against when you're, you know, reeling in those deep diving crankbaits. I can't tell you what all this is gonna be able to throw. I'll tell you that this thing is thick right there, guys. Which was something that shocked me at ICAST when I picked it up, because I was like, oh man, that thing's thick, it's $80 rod, it's probably gonna be heavy. No, not at all. Matter of fact, this thing is super light. It's comparable to the Custom Pro over here. Maybe even a little bit lighter. Well, granted, I do have this rod sock on it. Again, one of my brand new combos right here for 2019. Super excited to get out there and test out how well this Palmer handle performs in that cranking situation. The other thing that I wanted to mention about this is that it is a glass composite rod too. So that's going to make it, you know, slower in that sense to load on those fish. Like I said, you want your crankbait setups to load slow, and then you just sweep in and set that hook. And that's what these kind of combos will give you, and then they'll fight those fish for you. All right, my last combo that I'm going to talk to you about is the Perfect Crankbait Rod. It's the TP1 series. Now, again, last year when I started ordering, I made 2 orders in 2018 for Lew's products, and during the first order, I picked up 1 TP1 series rod. During the next order, I picked up 3 TP1 series rods, because I was, again, blown away with how quality this rod and reel combo is. It's an IM8 blank, which I'm actually a big fan of IM8 blanks. I think they're super sensitive, and you know, this rod comes with an upgrade over, say, like the Hank Parker Signature Series rod, because it has microwave guides, microspin airwaves. But this rod in particular is a 7-foot 3-inch medium heavy moderate action, and as you can see, I've got a Strike King Red Eye Shad on there. I've thrown spinner baits on this. I've thrown square bills. I like that it's a shorter rod, which in a cranking setup, you don't always want to have these big long rod setups, because if say you're cranking up a square bill, you know, a combo like this is going to let you crank those faster. And actually that's what I have on here. I believe this is a 6:8 to 1 gear ratio that I have on here. You go up into the low 7s, but that 6:8 to 1 is going to allow you to get that rattle trap, that square bill back up really fast, and enable you to fire it again. Because when you're fishing those, I'll actually do a video about those this later in the year. When you're fishing those, I mean, a lot of the time you really want just, you know, a foot to go by between those casts, because you could miss a fish by just going 5 feet more to the left, 5 feet more to the left. A lot of the time you're going to need to really repeat this type of presentation over and over and over again, and that's where that little bit faster of a gear ratio than the 5/6 to 1s that I have on these other rods. Those rods and reels are, like I said, designed for those heavier and deeper diving crankbaits, which you want those to get down, and you want those to be in the strike zone longer. And with this, you want to cover that water as fast as possible. So anything in a 7.3, this is just a speed spool that I have on this rod, but it has been a great rod and reel combo, and it's one of my rod and reel combos, one that I would highly recommend to you, because price wise, it's going to be an inexpensive combo. TP1 series rods retail for about $100. If you go up to the TP1 Black series, I do have one of those. I have fished it, and it's an incredible rod and reel combo. And what you get is you get the black wind grips on that combo, and that'll, you know, kind of show less of the wear and tear. But wear and tear doesn't matter to me, because that doesn't catch fish. So I actually have the box for this one. This is the SSG1 SHL. Again, I fish all left-handed, but it's a low profile, one-piece, lightweight aluminum frame, 10 ball bearings, magnetic control system, aluminum machined spool, and it comes in at 6.9 ounces. So overall, you know, that 6.9 may not be the lightest of reels, but you know, I don't want you out there spending $600 on every rod and reel combo, when, you know, a rod and reel combo that is, as inexpensive as this. So according to the Lew's website, this is a $99 reel. I'm pretty sure you could probably find those elsewhere for a little bit cheaper, but overall it's performed adequately for that price point of a reel. It's held up well, and if you're looking to control your budget, this is definitely a reel that will work really good for this type of presentation. All right guys, so that's my crankbait setups. Those are my Lew's crankbait setups, and I hope that helps you maybe make a determination on which crankbait rod you might purchase for your upcoming season. Check out all the great products at Lew's. These are just a few of the ways that you can configure these, but go online, check Lew's.com out, go to tacklefreaks.com if you need to purchase any of these, and just look at the different variations. I will say again that this David Fritz Perfect Crankbait is a really light and well-balanced combo that is not going to cost you an arm and a leg. You can get into this entire crankbait setup for probably under 150 bucks if you do some searching. Definitely under 200 bucks. You'll have a brand new phenomenal crankbait setup that's going to catch you a lot of fish in your upcoming season. And if you're looking for that, to try to make that determination between a Magnum crankbait rod 2 or 1, just remember what I said about here, that you can throw everything from a rattle trap to an 8XD on the 2 rod. Guys, as always, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Y'all have a good one.